Dharma Bites is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
The third one is quite interesting. So, Sila Vrata Paramata Upadana, attachment to methods of practice. I meant to look this up, but I'm pretty sure that it's linked to the feta around rites and rituals. Bhante, he says it's an attachment to religious observances, i.e. the precepts. So we can be attached to Buddhist lists, if you like. We can be attached to aspects of our practice. And Bhante says, don't let that attachment separate you from others, particularly with the feeling that somehow, well, I'm better than somebody who's not practicing, or my practice is better than theirs, or having views or ideas about I'm a metta person, or I'm a pure awareness person, or whatever it is. Get attached to aspects of our practice, and it's sort of inevitable that we do, because clinging attachment is so much part of what we do and who we are. But we can definitely be on the lookout for that. In the time I spent on retreat in Burma, I became aware of an attachment in me to being vegetarian. A lot of other Buddhist groups don't hold that. They don't interpret the first precept in the way that we do. And I realized that, there was quite a strong attachment in me to being vegetarian. So it's not about the sort of rights or wrongs of it, but it's about the way that we're relating to different precepts or different aspects of our practice. I was thinking about this, could be something that is quite interesting to talk about in the groups. What do you feel perhaps that you do cling to in your practice, or that you have a view or an attachment around, what's right in practice and what's really a bit beyond the pale. And when I moved in 1998, I moved from the LBC, where I'd spent about 12 years, to Birmingham. I noticed, I came to see that I had a view about practice because I was invited out. I think I was invited out for an evening, and I didn't quite know who I was going to be with. But there were a couple of couples, heterosexual couples, so men and women, and then there were a few others, a couple of women, maybe another guy or something. And I just thought, in Birmingham, God, they've got no idea about the single-sex idea, have they? And I'd come from the LBC, where it was very, very defined. I don't know what it's like now, but partly because it was a very big centre. So I didn't really know any men. I met a couple through classes and stuff, but really it was very, very separate in a way that in Birmingham it just wasn't. And I realised I just had this idea, this view about not really what it should be like, but because actually I quite liked it. I quite liked this slightly bemusing sort of combination of going out with a mixed group, which I hadn't really done in the 12 years that I've been around the LBC. So, and different approaches. It wasn't really that they didn't have any idea about the single-sex idea, but they had different ideas and different ways of practicing with it, which was interesting to see and to experience.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharma Bite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.